Everyone accepts that exercise is beneficial, but the pursuit of extreme endurance can present a conflict with long-term health. This is what we call the endurance paradox, and we are going to investigate the physiological science behind it. Here is the paradox, presented with clear data. A sedentary person has a baseline health risk, but a veteran endurance athlete counterintuitively exhibits a 5-fold increase in atrial fibrillation, more calcification in their arteries, and even scarring on the heart muscle. These are the very same markers a cardiologist identifies in a patient with active heart disease. So, how does this physiological state arise? To understand the endurance paradox, we have to look inside the heart itself. We need to examine what's happening at a mechanical and cellular level when the organ is pushed to its absolute limits for prolonged periods. The process begins with the heart acting as a pump under an extreme and sustained load. During intense, sustained exercise, your heart is forced to pump 5 to 6 times its normal volume of blood. While the heart is designed for this type of short-term, high-output work, the demand becomes problematic when it's unrelenting. After about an hour of this continuous, high-volume pumping, the heart's capacity to adapt begins to fail. This breakdown leads to physical damage. The constant, high-volume blood flow mechanically stretches the heart's chambers beyond their intended limits. This creates microscopic tears in the muscle tissue. With a single workout, the heart can heal this damage. But when this cycle repeats week after week, the tiny tears fail to heal correctly. Instead, they accumulate as scar tissue in a process called fibrosis, which ultimately makes the heart less flexible and less efficient. This damage is directly measurable. There's a protein called troponin, which is released into the bloodstream only when the heart muscle is damaged. It's the primary marker doctors use to confirm a heart attack. And studies show that over half of all marathon runners have elevated troponin levels right after a race. This is objective proof of microdamage occurring in the heart. We have seen the mechanism of injury. Now, what are the long-term consequences for the health of endurance athletes? The answers emerge from large-scale studies that have tracked thousands of people over decades. The results reveal a very clear pattern of risk versus reward when it comes to exercise and longevity. A major study from Copenhagen tracked joggers for many years. It found that moderate joggers, those not pushing to their absolute limits, lived an average of 6 years longer than sedentary individuals. But the extreme exercisers, they gained no longevity advantage at all. Their mortality risk was statistically the same as those who did not exercise. This finding is known as a U-shaped mortality curve. It demonstrates that while a moderate amount of exercise is highly beneficial, excessive amounts can be just as detrimental to longevity as being sedentary. So, where is the boundary? A 30-year study involving over 52,000 people identified a specific number, 25. Consistently running more than 25 miles per week erases the life-extending benefits of the exercise. It's not just about distance. Intensity is also a critical variable. The same study found that running faster than a 7.5 miles per hour pace, which is an 8-minute mile, also eliminates the longevity benefits. The evidence shows that high volume combined with high intensity for sustained periods undermines the goal of a longer, healthier life. This is the cumulative result. A study of veteran marathon runners showed that after 25 years of training, they had 62% more plaque in their arteries than people who were sedentary. This was true even though the runners had better cholesterol and blood pressure profiles. The chronic stress of the exercise itself appears to be the primary driver of the arterial damage. What is the correct application of this data? All this research provides a clear roadmap for how to exercise for optimal longevity and health. The objective is to find the effective dose, avoiding both the risks of inactivity and the damage from excessive exertion. Here is what an optimal exercise plan looks like. It's founded on daily low-intensity movement, like walking. On top of that, you add vigorous exercise, like running or biking 2 to 5 times a week for 15 to 40 minutes. The critical factor is maintaining a conversational pace. You should be able to speak comfortably. Finally, you can occasionally incorporate short, intense sprints to challenge your heart's peak capacity. The system relies on balance and variety, not just sustained, grueling effort. This approach aligns with our evolutionary history. Human physiology is not adapted for chronic, sustained, high-intensity exercise. We are built for short bursts of intense activity, followed by substantial periods of rest and recovery. It is during that recovery period that the body repairs and strengthens itself. Chronic training, in contrast, creates a state of perpetual inflammation that the body is not equipped to manage. So, the fundamental principle is this: your heart does not benefit from being pushed to its limits day after day. It requires stress, but in a pulsatile manner, a period of intense work followed by a genuine period of rest. It's during that recovery phase that the heart muscle adapts and becomes stronger. The endurance paradox shows that the health benefits of exercise depend on giving your body the necessary time to heal and adapt.